It started as a small nuisance, the kind that grows into full-blown headaches if you let it. Karen, the HOA president, had been pushing boundaries for years, but I never expected her to take things this far. One morning, I pulled up to the main entrance of my ranch and froze. A brand new fence had been erected, stretching across the driveway like an uninvited wall. A lock and keypad had been installed on a gate that now completely blocked my entrance. I blinked, thinking I must be seeing things. But no, the HOA had decided to assert control over the main road to my property, and apparently they thought I wouldn't notice. I walked closer to inspect the setup. There was a guard stationed beside the gate, clipboard in hand, looking far too confident for someone who had no authority to be there. A shiny new sign read, "Authorized vehicles only, HOA access control." My first instinct was fury. How dare they fence off my own ranch? The nerve! This driveway had been the entrance to my property for decades, and suddenly the HOA thought they could dictate who passed through it. I didn't react immediately. Instead, I measured the distance, studied the posts, and checked my deeds. Sure enough, the fence wasn't just wrong. It was completely on my property. Every post, every lock, every inch of that gate was sitting on land I owned. Karen and her HOA had no legal basis to block access, but I didn't want to just remove it. That would have been too obvious, and the satisfaction would be fleeting. No, I wanted something far better, something strategic, lucrative, and undeniably satisfying. I called my attorney and explained the situation. Together, we devised a plan that would turn the tables. Since the fence was physically on my property, I technically owned it. I had the right to control access, and more importantly, I had the right to charge for its use. Within a week, I installed a proper toll system at the gate. A small booth, cameras, and a keypad allowed me to monitor every vehicle passing through. I posted a large sign, "Private access, $25 per vehicle, payment required before entry." The HOA, thinking they had blocked me, had no idea that every time one of their members tried to drive through, they would now be paying me instead. The first day was almost surreal. Karen herself attempted to drive through with a few board members in tow. As she reached the gate, the automated system stopped her vehicle and displayed a message, "Private property toll required, $25 due." She swore, honked the horn, and rattled the keypad, trying to override it, but nothing worked. Cameras recorded her frustration, her angry gesturing, and her futile attempts to bypass the system. I watched from my porch with a cup of coffee, grinning from ear to ear. The HOA had tried to block me, and now they were paying me every time they drove through the gate. Word spread fast. Neighbors and other HOA members started calling, asking how they could legally drive through the gate without violating rules or trespassing. Every attempt to circumvent the toll system was met with polite but firm reminders. Private property. Payment required. Unauthorized access is trespassing. Karen tried to send letters, threaten lawsuits, and even stage meetings to intimidate me into removing the toll. But every time she tried, I calmly reminded her that the gate was on my property. The legal groundwork was airtight. Over the next few months, the toll system became a minor but steady revenue stream. Every vehicle passing through generated income, and Karen's frustration was palpable. She had envisioned a world where she controlled access to my ranch, but the reality was exactly reversed. The HOA, which once thought they could dictate my movements, was now financing my property's security out of their own pockets. The beauty of the situation wasn't just financial, it was psychological. Karen had spent years trying to bully me, intimidate me, and control my land. Now, every time she drove through that gate, she was reminded that she had no power here. The fence that was meant to be a blockade became a cash register, a symbol of my authority, and a constant reminder of her overreach. I didn't stop at just collecting tolls. I added cameras to record every attempt to bypass the gate, posted clear signs outlining the legal consequences of unauthorized entry, and even installed sensors that alerted me whenever someone approached. Karen made several feeble attempts to sneak in after hours, only to be caught on camera every single time. She tried to argue with me, demanded refunds, and even attempted to rally support among other HOA members. But by now, the story of the HOA paying me to drive on my own ranch had spread throughout the neighborhood. Her credibility was shot, and her authority non-existent. In the end, I had transformed a moment of aggression into a long-term advantage. The fence that was meant to restrict me became a profitable asset. The gate that was supposed to intimidate me became a symbol of my control. And every frustrated visit by Karen and her HOA reminded them of one immutable truth. I owned the land, I made the rules, and any attempt to interfere came at a cost. Every morning, as I look at that gate, I smile. The same fence that once symbolized threat now represents triumph. Karen tried to fence me out, but instead, she built me a toll booth, a literal and figurative testament to the fact that on my ranch, I am the one in charge.